Hello and welcome to PKRTV. Coming up on this week's show, a 25-cent, 50-cent cash game TV session from the 8th of May. Yes, the stakes may be low, but we can expect high drama from this lineup. Among the usual suspects, former Masters champ Jenny Doom and Hall of Famer Rockin, a man guaranteed to up the entertainment ante. Joining me in the commentary booth are two gentlemen who don't pull their punches, Scott Shelley and We Play Any Two. Fasten your seatbelts.
Jenny Doom Masters winner. Steve Spring, Dan Shreddy's winner of some tournaments recently and possibly in the running for most improved player on PKR. Comments, please.
I would have agreed until a certain pot the other night.
Right. Oh, really? Again, what, cash game?
No, a tournament.
Okay.
Where I've played with Dan quite a few times since I've been
Irate.
playing on the site, and he's played relatively well.
Okay.
And then he just spazzed out the other night and got there.
All right.
And I was quite upset. Well, I wasn't that upset, but it was just annoying.
Okay. Ari, which one of these lot have you come across and whose game you would respect the most?
I've played with pretty much all of the players on that table. We do have a couple of run goods.
Right.
There is a couple of fish as well.
Right.
To be fair, I'd say more nits than fish,
Right.
just nitty fish.
Okay, so we've got run goods,
Cold.
nitty fish, and
Dan Shreddy's.
just yeah.
Yeah. We
All
certainly got a run good in this spot.
Okay, here we go. Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame for nothing, this man. He does. He is top of the all-time money list for tournaments on PKR by almost double what second place has, which is he's almost got 400 grand in cashes, which is pretty sick. And in this spot, it's going to be hard to see how he's going to win this.
Well, I mean, it says 13%, but it's at least 35.
Okay.
It's pretty much an 80% chance of spade peels on the turn. No, we're only playing.
And it's going to be like a 3 or a 4 of spades as well, so there's chop outs.
Oh, there's chop outs. Yeah. We've got to have as much equity as possible.
All right, okay. Well, he returned from Vegas having just lost pretty much everything he tried in Vegas, and it didn't go well. And he returned and won Player of the Month for a fantastic 2 weeks. So he's in form.
Came back with a vengeance. And
Yeah.
He was a great laugh at the PKR parties as well in Vegas.
Right. Oh, we play any two. It's a pleasure to have you here, my friend.
It's a real treat to be here.
Right. I just hope people understand what you say. We'll have to put some.
We'll get subtitles.
put subtitles.
Yeah, definitely.
all in.
All right, well, that's that, and
well, still got outs, 2 outs there.
yeah, he's got 2 outs and a reasonably terrible price.
Yeah, that is a pretty ridiculous price.
Well, it's a coin flip.
Yeah,
Good bet.
I don't see him making this call.
Be a hero.
I mean, I suppose there's a few hands that you could put your opponent on which you're ahead of, but yeah, he figures knots on bullets, takes the first. And there we are. Remember, this is modest stakes, 25 cent, 50 cent, but we like to give everyone a chance to win some money on PKR TV, and it is 250 big blind max. I am laying the gauntlet down right now to both of you cats. Over the next few weeks, every Tuesday night there's going to be a cash game TV, and I demand your presence at the table, right?
Yep.
Both of you.
Well,
Come on.
I would love to.
Right.
But Tuesday,
What's the
yeah.
butt? What's the butt?
I play
You're busy on Tuesdays.
I play a weekly little tournament on a Tuesday, which I rather enjoy playing.
Right,
it takes me away
right.
from playing online.
Okay, all right. Well,
Can you not change it from a Tuesday night?
I can.
There we go.
All right, there we go.
Make it a Wednesday, because I'm always playing Wednesday because the high rollers
The
on.
power of Scott Shelley. You tell me what day, what time, what stake, and I just jump. How high is the only question. Unbelievable.
Wednesday's
check.
perfect.
All
There we
right.
go. Just throwing it out there.
Cool.
High rollers on, can jump it all of it.
Right. Well, here we go. It's the second nut flush draw and an over for Bullets, who's might be on a bit of a roll here at the start of this sesh. And these two are bumping heads again. And, well, nothing but a gut shot and a backdoor draw for Rockin', but it's only 466.
Dead.
Yeah, that's a bad card for Rockin'. I guess he generally likes to peel and hope that the turn gives him some opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is an opportunity.
I would have preferred Rockin' just to, I think, give up on the floor. I wouldn't have minded him peeling one maybe in
Okay.
position.
I mean, he
But our
plays.
position is just making it harder for him to win the pot without
Right.
making a hand.
I mean, we have seen he's high on confidence, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
always
yeah.
feels like he doesn't mind playing out of position either.
Good timing.
Yeah, that's $28 he's not going to see again.
And the King 9, are you looking to like bloat the pot even more at this
I'd
stage? Or
probably
is there any kind of fancy play?
I think you have to flat here against Rockin. I mean, he's putting 18 more in. He's going to have 120 back.
Okay.
Rockin might spiral again.
Yeah, he only had position as well, so...
But,
It's making it easier for him to play the hand.
yeah, I guess there's a chance that with that kind of re-raise, Rockin's probably the least likely thing he's going to do is pass, right? Do you think?
I mean, of all the players on the table, I'd
Rockin's,
say Rockin would be one of the few people that his opponents wouldn't pass here.
yeah, I mean, he could shove here. We've seen it a million
yeah,
times
he's
before.
easily
He could
capable of
shove here.
shoving.
I call.
Oh,
This is the
station.
river.
He calls, and he's got some kind of irrelevant showdown value.
Check.
He's got.
Yeah, I don't know if I think he just doesn't think he's.
Bet $2.
Right. Well, he puts Rockin in. And how quick is the pass? I guess, Rockin does put a lot of thought. I guess that's what's going on behind those eyes. Those
Don't
kind of
overthink
glazed
it.
eyes.
The clogs are working.
Show me.
Yeah, the clogs. If he was
Isn't
Dutch, that would be a
isn't
nice
that-
pun. Cogs.
Oh,
Yeah.
apologies.
That's all good.
This
Yeah, he's thinking and thinking and
Clogs,
thinking.
Same thing.
I've never come across someone who hates to
Fallen.
pass. Oh wow, and he makes the
Oh,
call.
my God.
Not a fan of that way.
Oh, well played.
He makes the call, and we'll never find out what his thought process was.
New hand.
We want Dan Shreddies in a pot now.
All right, okay. All of them in a row. All right. Well, Steve Smith gets out of the way, as
I
does the
fold.
Yankees.
Raise.
Well, no surprise there. 4x from Rockham.
I fold.
Jenny Doom solid enough at the ring game tables after a success in the Masters. I think we'd be unlikely to see her play this.
I fold.
Gets out of the way. Oh, here we go. Croquetti, we'd imagine, is going to pass here.
So you got to imagine Dan Shreddy's
Oh,
is going to
oh,
feel.
3-bet
Here
McGee.
we go. Here we go.
Four.
All right,
Oh.
well,
Here's the
Oh,
flop.
yeah.
Oh, we got action.
Too many outs for... Oh, well, it's rocking. Is that rocking with the ace-3?
Check.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky Dan.
Well, and Dan will actually value the diamond.
Yeah, he's like,
for like
"I
a
don't
percent.
mind a
It's
diamond."
worth a percent, that king of diamonds, if you didn't know your
Raise.
opponent had you dead. But, well, here we go. And like, Rockin has never, like, controlled the pot size in these situations ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. In a cash game, when he's got the nut draw and it over,
Yeah.
he's going to try and play for
Raise.
stacks.
And at what point... I mean, Dan would have come across Rockin a bunch of times and know that this is easily within his range.
I mean, just to see how he plays this. I think a flat's probably the best option.
No, Rockin could have like
I'm
five,
all in.
6 with a dime, with a single
you go.
diamond, and make that. They get it in for $221. It's a brick
comes the
followed
risk.
followed by a brick. All right.
Oh, Dan Shreddies runs like God as well.
Yeah. Well, 1-0 to
Okay.
Dan.
New hand.
Fair enough. I mean, we're flipping coins there, really.
Yeah.
There's, aside from the banter, there's nothing to be said about either of those two situations, right?
No, I'm actually, even for Dan in that spot, I don't know
Fold.
if he was that happy about it because Rockin's range there to ship minimum
I
is
fold.
the
Fold.
nut draw in
Fold.
my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there's one or two other hands that
Raise.
Rockin might do it with, like maybe the open ender, maybe.
Fold.
Maybe.
But
I think he just, against,
yeah, I think you're right. You're never like fist pumping
with the
king
pot being
jack
so
there.
small, I think he just peels it. I
I
don't
call.
think.
I know Rockin's reputation, but I'm not that
Here's
fond
the
of
flop.
playing for stacks with king jack there.
Okay.
I mean, I think at a higher stake he's not doing that.
Okay.
Bet.
Well, and these are the problems that you often face against Rockin if you're out of position and some danger
Cool.
cards come, but he gets out of the way quick. And Steve String, I mean, this is like the second or third episode in a row that we've commentated on where people have given him respect. Is it just my mistake that I'd imagine that he talks a good game, and I'd imagine he's got some good game too? But
The only time I've ever played or sat at a table with him was during a live cash game at PKR Live where he took chunks off James 666.
okay, one of the many.
James 666 wasn't having a good day, bless him.
Right.
And just was running into Steve
Cushy.
Spring's nuts every hand, it seemed. And I just
okay.
remember Steve having a huge cash game stack
Right.
and just loving life.
Raise.
I don't think we can judge anyone's game by how they
Yeah.
play in a PKR Live.
Oh
cash game,
no,
though.
because if they did that, then I'd be
fold.
respected as like the
I fold.
worst, the king,
right.
the king, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
king of the worst.
Okay.
Oh,
Here we go. Well, Crocetti with the a pretty big hand, really, and flop's great too. And he's not being asked for much.
I'm gonna get a queen
I
high
call.
flop.
Calls it, and he's got position on
Let's
rocking
see the
too.
flop.
Oh,
There we
shock.
go.
He's got the ace of hearts just in case.
I bet.
All right.
Oh, what a life.
And it's a modest-sized pot
Raise.
so far. At what point does Crocetti decide to get the more money? And now is
Well, I
the
mean,
answer.
after seeing Dan Shreddy's hand, they're going to be feeling more than comfortable getting an ace queen here.
Okay.
I mean, this is a better spot than the king jack because you've got top,
Raise.
Right.
Oh my
and there's
god.
less overpairs possible. With the jacks, you could be facing
Raise.
Yeah.
queens, kings, and aces
Oh,
as well as
here's
ace
the
There you
jack.
go.
Okay, well, this is a $279 pot at 25 cent,
Here's
50
the
cent.
river.
And the aces hold. So it's an up and down one. But I'd imagine Rockin's life is just a constantly up and down, up and down, up and
Okay.
down. Like, even though he's actually the reverse of that in terms of character. You know, I think
Fold.
in terms of tournaments, he's probably out first
Cushy.
quite a
Fold.
bit as well, don't you think? Like, I mean, he wins some, and I get the impression
Yeah,
he's
no,
just
no, no.
he's got high
He
bet
is-
frequency.
He's easily the most active player I've played with on PKR in the tournament,
Okay.
without a shadow of a doubt.
And in cash games.
Oh no, I tell a lie. I've played several times. It seems like every time we enter it, we're on the same table. Bane in the high roller.
Oh, really?
And he is the most aggressive
I
player.
do see him first out in the high roller a lot.
He busted me in the high roller. Like I was like the first or second out, yeah. And I checked the next day, and he busted like just after me,
Right.
like 2 places after me, and he just doubled up. Like,
Do you know what? Do you not see what he was
raise.
doing after he bust you? He was shipping every single
oh
hand
my
pre-flop.
god, because he said he was tilted, so I stacked off with a set on a club board. He's
Right.
obviously got a flush,
Right.
and slow rolled me, and I knew he's slow rolling me with the nuts.
he opened chip 4-5 for like 100 bigs, and
Oh,
Tiger
for
went
God's
cold, and
Let's
Bane
see
flop
the flop.
trips and knocked him out.
Oh dear. So yeah, there's value in the high roller clearly. Oh dear.
He said to me the other day, he was like, "Did I ship this the other week?" I was like, "No, I think you shipped the Prestige," which I
Yeah,
think he did.
you
He's
did.
like, "Okay, time to ship this," but I don't think he did.
No, I don't know where he gets his staying power, but probably not online. I would imagine live. He's there. He's with the
Right.
people.
He gathers chips like no one
Oh,
though.
yeah. Well, here we are with top pair against second pair and a flush draw. Bullets again ahead, having a half decent sesh.
Let's have the turn card.
And the Greek
Ooh.
gets there, but it wasn't the way we thought he might get
No,
there.
and it's not the way that's gonna be.
Yeah, it's
he's
super
happy about
it's,
when he sees the hands.
Oh, that's just.
It's like even
That's
though
a
actually if it was an offsuit ace, you'd still be making money
I
off the
raise.
jack, but that's ridiculous. Oh wow. And
Well, he's just put him in.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
bet
okay.
45
Okay.
and 30 behind.
See the
Yeah.
river.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I was like, oh, and it holds, and I was like, oh no, it doesn't. I completely forgot about the 5 as an out.
Yeah, I mean it could have gone.
I was looking for a spade, ace, or jack.
It could have gone in on the flop. So another pretty much a cooler.
Yeah, I think that's got to go in pretty much every way.
Yeah. Well, these guys taking their time during this session. 2 hours
Fold.
total, but a maximum
Fold.
of 83 hands. Bullets
I
here
call.
for every single one of them. Steve Spring, the only other person to play every single hand of this sesh.
Je me couche.
Aces sneaks in there. We haven't seen Dagobert
Fold.
Ducks at all. And he gets into the game
I raise.
limping
Fold.
aces from early position.
Oh, and
It's-
Shreddy's fallen into the
classic.
trap.
But at what point do you feel that like a limp
Oh,
re-raise?
Oh, that is just,
Oh wow.
it's just so bad.
Right. it's an
interesting.
extraordinary way of playing aces. Extraordinary. And
Fold.
And there we go. You win a pot of $6.25.
$2 of his own money was included in that.
Yeah, I
Right.
swear there's some like manual for like fish. They all like do the same. Limp under the gun, ship like 10 million pigs to a race, and they're like re-race pre-flop.
But the weird thing is how even after what you only need one instance where you see how the outcome was
Okay,
just
new
like
hand.
the worst possible outcome for you to realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that next time. Do you not think?
I mean,
Alright.
it comes back to him. He's got $1.50 to
Cushy.
call, and he can make it anything from $2 to 130, and he decides to make
Call.
it the full 130. It's maybe not the
Yeah.
best option.
And even the
I
limp
call.
raise, even if you raised it to, at that point, what would be considered a
call.
decent amount, 6 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say about $8.
But
yeah.
but the fact is you've limp raised, and unless you're doing it with other funky type hands,
what a
you're
spot
just
this? Sorry, what a spot this is for Rockin.
Oh,
Open,
God.
cool. So I'd have made it more if I was him. Actually, maybe not. That's quite big.
Which
I
caller are you
fold.
picking up here? This guy?
Um,
Well, he's already opened. He might well.
yeah,
think-
I'd expect him to call, thinking that he's going to
Call.
get some callers behind,
Fold.
and I'd expect
Do you think
the
he wants
9,
callers
10,
behind?
well, the ace 3 of spades.
Yeah, but he can have position on Rockin' heads up, which
Yeah, but
increases your
it's-
percentage
I
chance of
call.
winning the hand.
For
rather than-
sure, but he's got a nut drawer.
Is he valuing that
call.
like your?
He wants to hit a big flop and
Yeah.
hopefully
Let's
win
see
a
the flop.
big pot.
Okay. Well.
And the
Dan-
Dan Shreddy's call was a bit speculative.
Oh well, it'd be a real treat if the 4 gets there on the turn.
Well, it's $34 in the
bet.
pot. They're playing deep.
I fold.
Come on, Dan.
$125 is 250 bigs here.
Don't re-raise, just. don't
Oh, if he raises,
if
it's gonna
he
be
folds, I mean, it'll be the worst play in the world. The fact that he's called with
Call.
Jack 4
Fold.
pre-flop
Okay.
top pair.
So
then-
he
Oh,
he takes the best of the 3 options
Yeah.
there. At least if we don't like the pre-flop.
Yeah,
Right.
he's, the flop
Check.
is just a call always.
Shreddy's has got Rockin's number at the minute.
Wow, and if Rockin check, I don't see him. Oh well, at least Rockin's going to do the minimum from here on in, right? You would imagine he's in check call mode.
Well,
What's the pot? 72.
Yeah.
72, Shreddy's I think is the
Bet.
effective stack. He's only betting 22.
Oh,
So Shreddies can't get the rest in on the end now. You wouldn't think.
Oh, he can.
He's bet
It's
bet
less
20.
than pot when he shoves.
Right. Okay.
I
It's
call.
fine.
Let's see the
Yeah,
raise.
Oh! I mean, right, if this hand hasn't just underlined everything we've said, we've discussed. My God, poor Dan.
Oh, look, he just
Oh.
ships. What's Shreddy's going to do? He's
Dan.
going to have to show down the Jack 4 of
Wow, I
spades.
can't believe he's waited this long against Rockin. Like I know Rockin's got to have some sort of hand here, but
Well, I mean, Rockin was like 3-1
Do you,
on the
reckon,
turn.
do you reckon Rockin is smirking at home?
No, Rockin's just saying standard, another day in the office.
There you go.
Oh,
and
Dan.
Dan gets stuffed basically.
Well,
But
The moral of that story is don't play Jack 4 pre-flop.
right. Do you agree with the
Okay.
moral of that
You
story?
I don't agree it's the moral of the story, but I agree that you shouldn't play Jack 4 suited in a
Especially against
majority of
Rockin.
spots.
Yeah, against Rockin. Well, yeah, unfortunately,
I fold.
Dan
Cushy.
outdraws and then gets outdrawn.
Poor Dad.
Oh, well.
Raise.
Oh, he's
Steaming.
steaming. He's steaming.
I fold.
Oh, Dad is not folding this.
All right, well, he gets 3-bet from early position by Steve. Master Gyoda, we've seen him call before, and he does so again. It's a pretty active table. I mean, I guess a lot of them are on PKRTV.
Raise.
He's absolutely steaming.
Wow, he puts in the 4-bet. Steve, will Steve be put off? No, he's got position and he flats. And a decision for Master Gyoda. Is it just getting a bit too expensive for the Greek?
No, I think you got a peel there on the button.
All right.
Here's
I
the flop.
I'm definitely peeling once.
Wow, and would you believe the Greek has got there? Little does he
I
know
bet.
it. Dan Insta,
Fold.
what, 3/4 pot or half pot, Insta half pot. And Master Gyoda has a decision. It's going to get more difficult from here on in.
Here's the turn.
Flats. Well, actually, that's one of the cards which isn't so much of a problem for Master Gyoda.
Yes.
It's given Dan some outs, like from
Check.
being... Oh, he checks. 85 in the pot. Master Gyoda can move in here if he wants to. There's enough in the pot for you to want to just move in and say, look, I think I'm ahead.
But if you're wrong,
And here,
I
you're
made it.
absolutely under it.
There we go.
That's actually a great river card.
Yeah.
And Dan is going to feel... Can you feel a big shove coming
Yeah.
here?
Yep. 100%.
Or at least $30, $40 worth. I just don't feel... He checked turn, but... I'm just kind of surprised he checked turn when they had the right pot size for him to move in. Now he's developed a flush draw. He checked turn, which does that mean he's going to check river?
All
He's
in.
thinking for ages and ages, and he moves in. And the question, Scott Shelley, is it getting through? What's the story being told here?
Well, let's go back to where it all started. He opened the pot, got 3-bet, got cold called, and he 4-bet, and then half bet flop, check turn, shove river.
Okay.
I reckon he's got queen 9 offsuit with a 9 of hearts.
Okay, well, it gets
Good read.
through.
Yep.
It gets through. I'm kind of confused by that, really. I feel like the opportunity was there on the turn for the guy with top pair and a fairly safe looking. You can't just always put everyone on the flush on that turn. Kind of was an opportunity
Okay,
to
new hand.
basically double up there.
I think he was just praying that Dan check back the river. Check the river
High
to him, but
Fold.
Right.
Call.
Dan's improved his game a
Fold.
lot over the last year.
I fold.
Cushy.
Well, he has put in a lot of
Cool.
work, and he's written a few articles for Raise Your Game, and evidence is that indeed that
Call.
you put some time in instead
Here's
of
the
just like
flop.
the rest of us, just logging on and hitting buttons.
Check.
Fine clicking's my favourite
I
pastime.
check.
Yeah, right. Well, something for Steve, and a gut shot, an over, and a backdoor flush draw for Rockin. Those things together will add up in his
I call.
mind
Fold.
to not folding, at least.
Fold.
Here's the turn card.
Well, Steve's still good. He extends his lead. And tricky spot. How many times do you continue
bet.
on the turn against Rockham when you've got a mediocre holding? We've definitely seen Rockham pass in these situations where there's not really a big pot to be won.
Raise.
And we've also seen him raise in these situations.
Indeed we have, Mr. Shelley.
Where there's a pot to be bloated and then won.
Right. And here we go. Tricky spots. Rockin
I
applies
call.
the pressure.
And here's the river.
Great card for Stevie.
Yeah.
A check.
And imagine Rockin's checking
Rockin's a
back.
smart cookie. Definitely. He's
He's got to feel that
he-
he's not going to get him off a 10.
he takes aggressive lines on flop and turn, but generally speaking,
Yeah, I don't think he's getting him off anything better than his hand here.
I bet.
I don't like that.
is it a value bet or is it
All in.
getting
There you go.
I don't think it is a value bet.
No, it's not a value bet, no way.
Right.
It can't be.
okay?
I'm not a fan of that. I mean,
That was
we
kind
all
of
have a
s-
joke and fiddle about Rock and how he runs good and shit, and
Yeah.
he usually plays really well. I'm not a fan of that.
That was a strange
I'm-
end to
like,
that hand.
I don't think Steve's folding a 10 to him now. I think Steve's going to just put his foot down and say, well, if you got it, you got it,
Right.
and call with a 10.
Okay.
That was a
Because
kind
although Rockin did have a gut shot, and he hit his parents with a gut shot,
yeah.
it's hard for him to have just a random
Fold.
gut shot like that.
Push. Fold.
Yeah, well, no one can accuse him of not having the balls to
No, that's for
make
sure.
these moves.
But I just think there, because he has so much showdown,
Raise.
he can actually beat some hands.
Yeah.
Like a pocket 5, ace high that's
I
just
raise.
being...
or those kind of combos.
Yeah, like flush.
Buckle.
Yeah.
Flush draw and a pair.
He can beat some hands. He hasn't
Yeah.
got just king high, which would sometimes be good as well.
Yeah.
I
He's got
fold.
a pair of 7s now.
I don't know if
Call.
Steve would just. He might not even
Let's
make
see
the
the
call
flop.
there with just a 10, like a queen 10 hand.
I think he would against Rockin.
I check.
I bet money he would.
Well, someone ring him up.
Okay, let's go.
Well,
Like he's ever going to remember that hand.
Rockin tried it.
Wake him up.
We'll just write down the hand history and tell him what you do in this spot. We'll just pretend like he's never played this hand.
Right.
Say you've got this hand in this
I
spot.
just
what do
think
you
with
do?
Bet.
Well, I mean, again, it just comes down to Rockin can only be as a stone cold bluff now after he's re-raised the turn as well, and then put them all in on the river.
No, but you can turn hands into
I
bluff like
fold.
that 7. He wasn't value betting. He's good enough to turn mediocre hands into bluffs.
And the discussion goes
Don't
on.
mess with me, bro.
Right.
Well,
Don't mess with me.
Are we playing a game of what? Oh, no, is what does Rockin think?
it just
Or
all
what
comes
does
down
Steve
to
think? These are
it all
difficult
just
games.
comes down to how much of a station is Steve.
Yeah.
No, I just think it comes down to
Oh,
the Steve.
as overall as an overall player.
All right. Well, that's the final hand of the session. Steve wins it. We don't know how.
Go, Steve.
Go, Steve. And thanks for joining us.
Well, plenty to talk about there, but let's figure out the winners and losers first. Up top, it's Bullets with $227. Remember, this is 25.50 cents, so not a bad little haul. Master Gyoda, $250 down, is the big loser. Fellas, comments from you. Who caught your eye and who played good, who played bad, Ari?
Well, there was a few familiar faces with Dan Shreddies, Rockin. Pretty good, to be fair. The Jack 4 spades hand with Dan Shreddies did get a little bit unlucky after he got it on the turn against the 2 outs, but that's how the cash game sessions can go sometimes.
That's right. He tried quite a lot there, and we saw perhaps evidence of a little bit of steam when it didn't work out for him, and he followed that up with a mad bluff, and it actually worked out on the river. He moved all in on the river. The opponent folded his pair of 5s. But sometimes, should you be recognising tilt and realising that people are doing that?
You can do, but you can sometimes think too much about it, and there's been times where I've lost a big pot, found a big hand the next hand, and expected to get paid off because of it. So you just got to try and judge it on the person and see if they do react to losing a big pot and if they do start steaming.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, fellas. Thank you, folks. See you next time.